Hi, my name is Prisca Kim. I'm from Grinnell College, and this past semester was my first experience with digital humanities. I took a Spanish seminar course, and digital humanities programs were integrated into the course. So it wasn't a sole digital humanities course where its focus is on learning these digital programs, but it was embedded, which was much easier for, I think, us to transition into these programs because we still had that structure at first with writing these essays, but instead some of our evidence to back up our thesis was using NVivo, and eventually we moved on to Time Mapper, used Omeka and Neatline. And personally, I think because before I had been kind of assuming that computer science and anything digital was kind of, oh, not really my thing, kind of out of my reach, seeing how easy and how effective and useful these programs were really beneficial to me, and I think it strengthened my arguments in my papers and my analytical skills. And I think it's been really cool to see how here at ILiADS, everyone is there's such a wide range of students in different departments, in different majors, but there's so many different aspects of digital humanities that they're able to incorporate into their own studies. So it's been cool to see that really there's something or some element for everyone out there, whether you're a Spanish major like I was, or using linguistics, or I met someone who was doing photography or women's studies, and there's something that kind of, you can cater digital humanities to what you're studying, and it just is so necessary, I feel like, during this time when technology is advancing, and very effective in the classroom. And yeah, I'm excited to see how digital humanities continues to expand at Grinnell College, especially with getting this new information and learning more about programs that aren't as complicated as you might have thought they would be.
Awesome. What project or projects have you been involved in?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the semester, we started with NVivo, which was textual analysis. And that was when I was like, I assumed it would be so difficult. So every time I did the assignment, I was thinking, like, is this it? And we had like a teaching assistant help us, and I was like, oh, that's it? Like, I feel like something was missing. And it wasn't, though, because it just shows like you don't really need to be a computer science major or know everything about computers in order to do digital humanities. And we went from there to use Time Mapper, which used like a timeline, but it linked with images and a map so that time and space were connected through that program, and you were able to look at it almost like a PowerPoint, but through the timeline with the map moving places. And we were studying colonial cities this semester, so it was really interesting to see how useful it was, because everyone had a different city, but we were kind of in the same time period. So all of these things were happening, all of these events and historical buildings and movements were going on, but in different parts, and they're all kind of connected, and we were able to see that clearly and make those connections because of these programs. And then we ended the semester with Omeka, which we combined with Neatline to really showcase our curations for each city, and yeah, we were able to show that in a manner that was really different, and it was so like, we were so used to writing 20-page seminar papers, and then moving to this, it was personally more helpful for me because I had like a separate page just for my thesis. So visually I was like constantly reminded, like, oh, this is what I'm arguing. So it really helped me realize, like, oh, every step of the process, because sometimes in papers you're like writing an argument and then you have an example and it's easier to get kind of carried away. But having this visual representation of the city and all of our evidence and how everything matches up. That was really cool and very helpful, I think.
Awesome. So what has the ILiADS community been like? Have you, have you felt like you've had productive discussions? Are there things that you've taken away from it that you're like really excited to go back and start working on?
I think definitely a lot of when I like talk to other people about their projects, I'm noticing like there's such a, I guess that this is kind of repetitive, sorry, but everyone is using like different programs and different aspects of digital humanities that they don't always know the programs that I'm talking about, but it just goes to show that it's so simple and easy, and there's so many options for us to really integrate digital humanities into basically any or a wide variety of assignments. And yeah, I feel like working with these experts who are experts in each program has really been helpful because they know so much about that specific program, and it's just connecting a lot to what we needed. And I forgot the second part of the question, sorry.
Are there things that you're like particularly excited
about? Like,
yeah,
I think specifically for the project we did, where we had 8 different cities, but each one has like its separate exhibits. And now we're bringing those all together, and I'm excited to see and use Neatline in a more like personalized and specialized way, so that before we were just thinking about plotting points of where everything occurred, where this originated from. But now we're getting into like more complex like analyses of this is where it originated, this is where it went through, and expanding across to Latin America. So really using each program to its full extent rather than just the bare minimum with what we were able to do. So just expanding on what we know and making it a more full presentation. I think that's exciting. And I think talking to other students from other colleges, it's been really eye-opening because everyone's projects they're just so different, and it sounds like things that I've studied before, or like that I feel like could be incorporated into classes that we have at Grinnell.
So at Grinnell, is there like a DH center, DH classes? Would you want to see DH, incorporated into the curriculum more?
Definitely. We don't really have a center, but we really don't have a space or a lot of programs that are utilized in the classroom. But I feel like a lot of the ones that we used just in my Spanish seminar last semester could be effective in other classes. When I used In Vivo at the start of the semester, I was debating, I tried to use it for a different class. It ended up not like working out perfectly because my professor thought it was kind of going off topic, but even just being able to use it and seeing how simple it was to just move different documents in and use that text just goes to show that it can be utilized in so many other departments other than what we've been just for our Spanish department. Yeah.
So what do you think better like DH visibility at Grinnell would be?
Well, to be honest, I feel like maybe small doses of programs in lower level courses, because I don't know if I would have taken this class if I knew that it would be like digital humanities heavy with that terminology. I feel like it can scare off humanities majors a lot because it's not necessarily like something that humanities majors are always passionate about or feel like they can be proficient in those programs. So I feel like using that and in lower level classes, and not like committing to it for the entire semester. Maybe if it's just like 1 or 2 programs for each class, I feel like that could be something that IT at our school can help with to help professors learn it, and also just having more of these projects showcased. So if that means like putting up more posters about the projects that were done in the past with these programs, or having more like mini presentations where students can start to see the effects and the products that come out from using digital humanities programs.
Excellent. So just to go back to ILiADS a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that the program itself has been, fairly balanced, between faculty and experts and undergrads and postbacks and all of that? Are there areas that you think could improve on? If ILiADS continues, what kind of form would you want it to take?
Well, to be honest, before we came here, I thought it would be more like workshops of learning all these different programs. And I was kind of excited to see like something that I hadn't used before. And I think that could be something, maybe not so in an extreme manner, but something that could be implemented. Like, I know other people are using things, other programs, I wish I remembered some names, but other programs that I had never heard of, but maybe seeing how those work to see, oh, hey, maybe that could be a good fit for a different class that I've taken in the past or will take. And I think we do have a lot of team time, which has been really helpful and very productive. But I think more, and the only time that we really get to interact with the other colleges and other projects is like on a social aspect. And I feel like it would be cool to see more collaboration with the projects, or even providing feedback for each other on a more like one-on-one level with other teams. I think that could be something cool, depending on how similar your projects are, or depending on which programs you're using. I think that could be very helpful.
Awesome. Are there some things about ILiADS that you'd like to definitely see continue as it goes forward? Has it been, a productive and engaging time? Are there things that we should definitely hold on to?
I love having the experts come into our rooms and help us so specifically, because I feel like if they did that with a broader or larger audience, they would have to say more like provide more vague instructions. And I think them telling us exactly, and like even giving us like these are your next steps, like this is your to-do list, that's so helpful and so effective in moving the project along. I also really enjoy those, I think it's called community discussions. Is that okay? Where we had, especially that first night, where project managers shared some of their concerns at their own colleges concerning digital pedagogy and moving things along. And when we had discussed those in like small groups with groups of people who aren't from your team, that was really cool to see, and a great way to hear other people's opinions, and to just a great ground for sharing. And I feel like I benefited a lot from those. And overall, just being able to meet other students doing similar projects. And also it was cool, I think at first, when I was meeting a lot of the other students, they were like, yeah, we're not really sure what we're doing. And then it's kind of like, oh, we're kind of like in the same boat. And then seeing how you progress through the week together, that I felt like there was a lot of like unity and good community being formed in that sense.
Could you talk a little bit more about the student or undergrad community?
Yeah.
Are you involved at all with UNRH? It's kind of going on peripherally. Do you feel like students are well represented? Are there areas where that could improve?
Yeah, I think students are pretty well represented, and it's really cool too because all of the students, there's not a lot of overlap in majors. Everyone studies something different, and because we're all from similar colleges, like small liberal arts colleges, we have a lot of experiences and like opinions and kind of goals in common academically, and being able to share like how our different colleges work through digital humanities and how that's presented on campus. It's really been cool to see like how different it is, but also how much we also have in common. And I think it's nice that we're kind of, I don't know if this is, maybe this will be cut out, but like when in our living spaces, like in our suites, it's all students from all different colleges. So we're able to kind of get to know each other on a more personal level and be able to talk about our projects and talk about our teams and discuss like how we're moving along and what we want to get out of it. And I think that all of the students are very open to learning and very ambitious in moving their projects along and in learning new programs and exploring the different options that they might have. So I feel like we have a good like brain power here at ILiADS, and yeah, it's very encouraging.
Excellent. Just to wrap up, I'll give you the chance if there's anything you wanted to say about your experience in DH at ILiADS, if there's any kind of closing remark that you wanted to make about either, or if not, we can ask.
I'm just worried that I'll be repetitive, but I'm just gonna go with it. I'm sorry. So I think at first digital humanities to a humanities major can seem overwhelming or like too much work or something that's out of reach, and being able to just see and learn about these programs that are actually super beneficial to what we study and are almost like catered to our courses and what our classroom is like. It's so eye-opening because there's so much that I think I wouldn't have wanted to try if I hadn't taken this class that had integrated digital humanities into the course. So I feel like I just want to say, like, even if you're not tech savvy, if you're still using a flip phone, not that there's anything wrong with that, I feel like anyone and everyone can benefit from using different digital humanities programs, and it helps you think and learn in a different way that your brain is processing differently than you would if you were still stuck in that same model from before. And I think it helps you understand not only your course material better, but understand how it can connect with the broader community and society. Also, I think it's something that's necessary at this time when technology is advancing and these programs are meant to be used, and helps you save a lot of time and be more effective in your research and be more efficient in your research. And I hope that more programs and more courses and more professors are open to learning more about these programs and using them in the classroom.